we're up to
132, 133.
up to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Page 132.
Yes, good to the very last round.
I wanted to do the footnote with you at the bottom. On page 131. And that is why I love Monday and Tuesday nights, you see? 131, the bottom of the page. Just we're doing the footnote explaining. We said yesterday a person who has a very hard time going to the bathroom, that they still have to make an asher yitzal every time they go to the bathroom. I told you that I struggle with that, but let's look at the sources for why that's true. Why would you say asher yitzal if it hurts or it's painful?
Because that Yosef
properly,
said.
and in the bracha you say that it works properly.
It worked.
You're saying why you should not say it.
Yes.
Here it says it working properly, and it didn't work properly. The one saying, no, but it worked. It did what it's supposed to do. It got it out. It doesn't say the blessing is not going to hurt. It just says it's going to come out. I'm with Moshe Chaim, by the way, on this one. But Doron's point is a good one. What else? What else would you say? Why would you make this blessing, even though it hurts?
Well, if you couldn't do anything, then you would be dead. So you're really giving thanks to God for having you live, even though you have
At
pain.
least I'm alive.
Oh, so the thanks is like it's still a blessing of thanks, and there is what to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that also. Anyone else? They're all good answers somewhere. Okay, they're good. Let's see what it says inside. Footnote Zayin. B'sefer Shulchan Gavoa. Oh, we started this yesterday. Did we read the whole thing?
Yeah.
I think we made it. We got so Ein Sham.
I'm going to read it again. Shemish yesh l'choli ha'even b'kleot. Somebody who has a kidney stone. Shemashtin b'chol rega b'kev gadol. That he goes to the bathroom all the time with pain. Yesh levarech. He should bless b'chol pam v'pam every time. Shemashtin, that he urinates. Me'at mizair, even a little bit, he has to say asher yitzal. B'shakein avad uvda b'nafshe. And that this is something that he himself experienced, and that's what he did. And that's what happened. Those words triggered me yesterday to show you a letter from Rabbi Mashash about toothaches on Shabbat. And then we got into doctors and medicine, and that was yesterday's class. Very good. וכן כתב בשאלות ותשובות האלף לך שלמה. And this is also written in the book האלף לך שלמה, שמי שמטפטף מרגליים לאונסו. A person has a problem. He can't actually urinate, it just drips out. Let's say like the catheter that we were speaking about. אף על פי שהוא מין קלה, even though it means he's not healthy, I mean there's something wrong with him, ברכת אשר יצר הוא על גוף הבריאה. The blessing of Asher Yitzal is said about a healthy body. I mean, you're not saying it about you per se, but just in general about healthy bodies. What do I care about this specific person that he's got the problem? He's making a blessing in general. I went to the bathroom, and in general, bodies are healthy. Yes, very good, very nice. You see, Rafeh Chol Basar Muflas, so Hashem heals all flesh, meaning all people. Very nice. He's saying it's not a specific bracha to you, it's a generic bracha to bodies in general. V'ke'en dvarav katav b'sefer Divrei Menachem. There's a book called Divrei Menachem. And in this book, it says something similar. She'afilu im amru lo harofim, that even if the doctors tell a person, lo aleinu v'lo alechem, she'davar zeh, that this thing, hu sibat cholio asher yamut bo, that he will die from this disease. Vim yatzor min kavav az yanuach lo, and if he holds himself back from going to the bathroom, he will live longer. Tzarich levarech, even then he has to make a blessing. לפי מה שכתב הגאון רבי אליעזר נחום מכתב יד, because there's writings from Rabbi Eliezer Nachum in his handwriting, שברכות אלו הן על סדר העולם.
No, I didn't understand one thing.
Yeah.
Suppose somebody has cat's rain, and they would make a blessing. How do they make blessing?
Every time they finish saying that they went to the bathroom.
But the
Well,
bag,
they
doesn't it
can't tell sometimes.
prevent him from
They
saying
won't.
bracha?
No, it doesn't smell. It's not.
It's usually a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you won't be able to tell.
That's an infection. Urine is actually super sterile. It's completely sterile.
That wouldn't though take away from its halachic status of it being something that smells.
Yeah.
You're right. It's technically not as you should know in halakha. It's not as dirty as other things. But my feeling is that it has to be. It just it doesn't smell. It's not something you touch. It doesn't get dirty. It's not a mess somewhere.
But you said before that diapers prevent us from saying bracha.
Because they smell.
No, diapers.
And they're in contact
Oh,
with
they
your body.
smell.
I once had a
Moshe
person. I have
Chaim had
the.
a very easy fatherhood, it sounds like. Someone else did all the
I once had a person on Shabbat.
I don't mean the big thing in the
About
diaper.
about 6 months ago, I had a person here. They had a baby. They came to visit, and they put the baby's diaper in the kitchen garbage can. It must have been like 2.5 already. This kid,
It was on
and
Shabbat.
I did not know what hit my house. I was looking at the fridge and the oven and the. Hanan was like 4 months old, and it wasn't a.
Can I know what I do? Baby come. First, I take them out, put it outside.
Oh, but yeah, these things are. It's like a person going to the bathroom and didn't flush. That's the whole house, but he went to the middle of your living room. That's the difference. I once spoke to Rav Peretz, and Rav Peretz, you know the problem with a Musar person? They're very hard to wrap your heart around the Musar person. Because Musar is very... It's like this is what everyone wants to say, but nobody will say because it's not politically correct or it's not right, or you need to hear this even if you don't want to hear this. That's Musar. Musar, Rav Volbe was like that, Rav Dessler was like that. Balei Musar. Rav Peretz is like an interesting mix of like a halachist, and then the person who loves all Jews, and then the person who, at some moments, you'll find him like a Baal Musar. Rav Peretz learned by Rav Dessler, so his attitude is going to be that of a Baal Musar. Now, Peretz, I don't remember where we were, and he was watching a baby, and he said, you know, people think babies are so cute. But a baby is the biggest Musar book in your whole life. If you ever find someone who's egotistical, he thinks he's the best person, he comes from a famous family, he's got a lot of money, whatever he thinks that he has. He went to this college, whatever it is that he's telling you. You should tell him that he was once a baby also. And he used to drool all over his face, and nobody cleaned it up until he cleaned it up. And he used to throw up everything he ate on his clothes and on the floor. He said, and tell him that there was once a time that if you would put him on his face on the floor, he would not be able to move until someone else picked him up and moved him somewhere else. He said, and tell him that when he went to the bathroom, he did it in his pants. He said, tell him there were times that he got his bed dirty. And tell him there were times that his pants also became wet. And nobody cleaned them. He said someone else had to come and clean up his... He said, tell a person once you were a baby. And you were the most disgusting creature that Hashem has ever created. He said, and tell him that he's got nothing to be egotistical about, because he was once a smelly baby full of all kinds of...
Find that in your ladies' class.
I would never share this in my ladies' class. Now, obviously, we look at a baby; it's still cute. Nobody took away the cuteness of a baby, right? The idea is that when you're a Baal Musar, you look at something and you say, "What Musar can I get out of this? What can I learn from this?" Yeah, not punish. It puts you on a straight path.
The cuteness of a baby is also a miracle.
That's why we like him.
Yeah.
I mean, why would I put
Our
up with him?
perception is made this way that it's cute.
I remember when Elchanan was born. The one thing I always thought is, what would happen if we did not exist, Chavir? This creature would never exist. He would never be able to. I mean, a baby, if no one's taking care of him, will die. It's not a person who could go get a job or go to the store or beg for money on the corner. It's a helpless person. And that's like what we are with Hashem. We think that we're in charge of the whole world. Yeah, we know we could get. The baby, he thinks he's having the time of his life. They push me everywhere, and they take me everywhere. But at the end of the day, you don't do anything. You think Elchanan still thinks he goes to shul. He doesn't go to shul. We push him to shul. But he still thinks he goes. Why? Because we're babies. In our head, we still think, I go to work, I have my money, I got a job. Hashem does this for us. He's pushing the stroller. You have to look backwards sometimes. The Rashi has a story. The Rashi says, there's once a baby, maybe some of you who know Chumash very well will tell me where in the Rashi. My wife would tell me if she was here. The Rashi says there was once a father who was carrying his son for many days on his shoulders. And somebody comes and tells him, hey, how are you? And he says, it's so nice that your father is taking you all the way here. And he says something like, Father, I don't have a father, I can't see him. And his father breaks his heart. That I carried you all the way, 3 days I'm carrying you on my back. And just because you can't see me, you pretend I don't exist? It's like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, carries us through everything. And just because we can't see him, we think, he doesn't exist. I can run the world. You have to look sometimes. A person who doesn't have a HaKadosh Baruch Hu in his life, it's being recorded, but it's up to your discretion if it should stay in the recording. No, it's okay, don't pause it. I unconditionally love every single human being in the world. Someone said I'm a racist, I hate everyone equally. Right? No, but I love every person in the world. It's my job. Hashem says, I created every person. At the end of the day, it's Hashem's creation. Am Yisrael, they're my family. All of Am Yisrael, regardless of where they are and what they do and how they believe and everything. But when I look at a person who doesn't have Hashem in their life, it's a misken. He's a nebach. And at best, he's a fool. At best. And it's not talking about a person who doesn't know any better, but even them, achmanut on them. You see a person who doesn't have Torah in their life. Every time I walk by the school here, Stanley School, I look at all the kids, we're into the classroom, into the classroom. You're working so hard, but for what? What are you going to get out of this? You're just going to be another number in the world that doesn't care about you. What about HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It says that I put you here for a reason. You sit in the classroom and you're told that you are the only person in the world who could do what it is that you can do. Right, when will I be successful? If I have money, I'll be successful.
Right.
If I'll be famous, I'll be successful. I even look, sometimes I was now visiting a house. When they showed us like the rooms in the house, and the kids' rooms, covered in posters of all kinds of menuvalim and shkatzim and all kinds of creatures that we're not allowed to eat them. And I said, what is this person? This person is from Hollywood. They're a famous actor. But that's in between weekends they spend in jail for drunk driving, and months that they spend in the summer in rehab centers for drugs, and court that they spend their whole life because of the 6 wives who are divorced, and the 17 children that they don't even know their names, that are all over the world. And this is my 6th grade role model. It's a chamanut on the world. You have to say, I'm sad for you. I'm sad that you've never heard of Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky before. They have a video they just put out a while ago of Rabbi Yashiv. Rabbi Yashiv learning, an 1.5-hour video. Just Rabbi Yashiv sitting on his bed with the Gemara, learning. Yeah. Now I don't know who put the hidden camera in Rabbi Yashiv's house. That wasn't my doing. But there was a famous video going around, one of the presidents who cursed off of camera. And another one who put up one of his fingers to the camera. And another one. And they always have to issue these statements of, I didn't know I was being recorded, or I wasn't sure if I was this. But you could put a hidden camera in Rav Chaim Kanievsky's bedroom, in his house, in his kitchen, and you would never find something there that shouldn't be there. That's what I want my 6th grader to look up to. That's what I want my kindergartner to look up to. I want them to have posters of the Lubavitcher Rebbe in their bedroom. I want them to have pictures of Chabovadi on their living room. So you have to know. And when kids we live in a world. Kids they're exposed to all kinds of things at school, and they go to their friend's house, they see a movie. There's certain things you cannot save your family from. But at least when they come home, this is not a Beit Mikdash to this actor from Hollywood. This house is a Beit Mikdash, is a sanctuary for all of our Chachamim, for all the holy Rebbitzins that are in the world, for all the holy... Stuff like that, to teach our children. We are lucky that we have a Torah. I don't even know how I got here. But I'm telling you that a person has to... Rav Peretz, so look at the world. Just because you love everybody doesn't mean you cannot be critical of the world. It's a mistake that we're taught, that if you criticize someone, it must mean you hate them. It's not true. I love every Jew, Asher Husham, everywhere he is. Every human being in the world, regardless of their skin color and their religion, is part of my people. I'm part of the same breed like they are. But at the end of the day, I'm allowed to say that I'm very lucky that I have a Torah. I'm lucky that I have people who guide me that are not corrupt, that are not thieves, that are not happy to say such a thing. And the world, if they only knew that such a thing even existed, they would run after it like gold. But they don't know. One of the Chachamim once said, the only reason why the whole world isn't Jewish is just because they've never been exposed to it before. But if they were, there would not be another option. So sometimes I hear about a synagogue like this, or a school like that, or, yeah, that's Orthodox Judaism. I can't be a spokesperson for Orthodox Judaism. I could be a spokesperson for Torah. The Torah, it's a hot commodity. If there are people who in the name of the Torah do all kinds of things that are wrong, they're bad, and they're just as against them as everybody else. But you have to sell. The Torah doesn't need to be sold. It just needs to be discovered. And someone who discovers Torah will run after it. Musal. That's all I was saying. Musal. There's another big Ashkenazi rabbi. His name was Rav Wolbe. Have you ever heard of him before? Rav Wolbe? Heard of him? Very good. Wolbe. I have a book of his here on my shelf in Hebrew on sending boys to yeshiva, raising students in high school. Rav Wolbe was like a master educator in Israel. I'm not sure, but maybe Rabbi Temler learned by Rav Wolbe. He used to quote him a lot. I don't know. I can't. But what? Yeah, but when in his life somewhere he crossed paths with Rav Wolbe. Rav Wolbe, like in the Lithuanian yeshiva world, is like Rav Dessler. You have Rav Wolbe, and you have a few of the Mashgichim, the famous Mussar rabbis. Rav Peretz and Rav Wolbe were once waiting at the same bus stop. Not a joke. It's not true story. Like two rabbis at a bus stop.
Yeah,
right? They should know Rav Peretz. The stories he tells us. He was with Rav Elyashiv on a bus once, and Rav Steinman on a bus once. And before rabbis got, bulletproof BMWs and chauffeurs, they used to ride the bus. Rav Peretz still rides the bus. And someone asked me once, what would you do? If you had all the money in the world, what would you do? I would go to Israel and be Rav Peretz's driver. So you never have to wait in line for a bus. That's what I would do. So he was waiting in line with Rav Wolbe. And he said, listen, I'm going to go talk to him. And we know each other a little bit. Rav Wolbe was much older than Rav Peretz. Imagine, Rav Peretz was very young at the time, maybe in his 30s, and Rav Wolbe already towards the end of his life. Now Rav Peretz goes to Rav Wolbe. He says, Rav Wolbe, Shalom Aleichem, who are you? I'm Rav Peretz. And he says, yeah, I've studied your book. And I have to tell you that whoever made the index to your book and the table of contents did a horrendous job at it. It's very unappealing to the eye, and it's very hard to use, and I suggest that you fix it.
Does my wife do it?
What?
He says, my wife
did it, right?
The one I thanked.
Now, if you were like the head of the Mussar movement in the world, and some young guy at a bus stop comes over to you and tells you that, now we asked my parents, why did you say such a thing? So I have to tell the truth. And how can I not tell somebody the truth? I told him I like his book, but there's something bad about the book. And that's a world, by the way, that I'm not that holy yet. So Rav Wolbe listened to him, and he took out a notebook from his pocket. Rav Wolbe had everything that someone told him, critique about himself, something he had in his coat pocket, a notebook, and he would write it down. And he told our parents, I'm going to work on this. And the next edition of Rav Wolbe's book had an improved table of contents and an index. And our parents said, that's a Baal Musar. A Baal Musar is somebody, he's not harsh with people. He wants people to improve. And when someone comes to him and says, hey, you're the head, but you got to improve also, he listens. Or at least he makes note of it. Because he didn't have to fix the book. But he has a place in his heart, a place in his soul where he makes a note. Something to think about. When in college you raise your hand and tell the math professor he made a mistake, you could flunk your class. While you're in work and you tell your boss, hey, I think you did something wrong, look for a different job. In the world of Torah, you tell the Rosh Yeshiva, you tell the Talmid Chacham, hey, maybe we made a mistake. Hopefully they should at least listen. Doesn't have to agree with you. Chacham Ovadia didn't agree with everyone who criticized him. But to listen, you have to listen. That's part of being humble. So let's finish this piece here. Why is it that a person has to make the bracha even if it hurts him or is dangerous for him? Shebrachot elu, because these blessings, hen al seder haolam. We had this term once before. By the morning brachot, that a blind person still, according to some opinions, makes the blessing of he who gives sight to the blind. Why? It's a general blessing that Hashem gives sight to the world. So the he happens to not be able to see. He's not making the blessing for himself. V'lonit kanu al hana'at atzman. The blessing was not made for your specific benefit that you derive. Rather, in general, there are people who benefit. Rather, to give shevach to Hashem for what He did for us and what He created for us. I struggle with this. And I struggle with it because of a halachic problem. Let's say I tell a blind person, he can't see, but he should still make a pokach ivrim. Fine. It's a general blessing, it's part of the tefillah, part of the siddur that everyone says in the morning. But let's say there was a blessing that you say when you see something. Would I tell him that he has to make that blessing? No, why? He didn't see it. Today we saw lightning, we made a bracha on the lightning. But a person who cannot see the lightning, does he make a bracha? No. This story here, this case here, Asher Yetzah. If you tell me everyone has to make Asher Yetzah once a day, maybe like the Ramah wanted to say, it's okay, so everyone has to make that initial Asher Yetzah. Fine. But every time afterwards in Asher Yetzah, the only person who has to make the Asher Yetzah is the one who's getting benefit from it. But if he's not getting benefit from it, then why does he have to make an Asher Yetzah? Unless you're going to tell me that Kehillat's got some kind of benefit from it.
Because the blind person didn't see anything. So like, we're not going to ask him, like, oh, a special blessing when you see something that, oh, I'm not going to make him do that. But someone who at least goes to the bathroom a little bit, or even in pain or whatnot, did go to the bathroom. So.
So
I agree, so once.
the person have a,
but every time he goes to the bathroom,
he's a Rofei Kol Basar.
he already went to the doctor. The doctor said this is going to kill him. I'm not comfortable with this opinion. But the problem is he's not bringing me any other opinions. So I don't have a source to tell you that he wouldn't make a Asher Yetzah. But maybe your answer is right. He's getting some kind of benefit. And on that minimal benefit that he gets, he has to make an Asher Yetzah. That's just what it is. Everyone agrees that if he couldn't go to the bathroom at all, he wouldn't make an Asher Yetzah. I'm willing to agree. If it's true.
So if you have an urge to go, but you're not able to go at all, then you don't make the blessing.
Well, because he didn't go.
But it's true. But
Just like that.
but it would, as a general blessing, it would be reminded.
If it was a general blessing. That's my whole thing, is it's not a general blessing, and that's why I'm arguing with this.
Right.
I mean, if it's true that it's a general blessing, then you're right.
Yeah.
So what is not general in this?
General meaning that everyone makes it regardless of whether they go to the bathroom or not.
Well,
Now you remember the Ramah actually says that in the beginning of this halachot. Ramah says that everyone makes the first Asher Yetzah in the morning regardless of whether they went to the bathroom or not. But even the Ashkenazim don't do that. Because most of the Ashkenazi rabbis after the Ramah disagree with the Ramah. So it's not even a custom that's done. But even according to the Ramah then. So I agree, he'll make it once. But every time he goes to the bathroom and it's painful, and especially the guy that it's going to cause him to die,
Yeah.
something about it is too gung-ho for me.
The blessing for going to the bathroom before you say Shaar is basically divorced from actually getting up and going to the bathroom. It's part of the beginning prayers. I mean, if you go to an art scroll,
Yeah.
the Siddur, those blessings in the beginning are not related to going to the bathroom. You're just there.
Avram, can you bring me an art scroll Siddur from up here, please?
Actually, the bracha created that way that
I should have like a
It's not
small
connected
leather-bound art scroll. It's gonna be. Do you know what I'm talking about? What kind of Siddur it is? It's brown. If that helps, all the books there are brown. Very good. Thank you. Why? It's written right after the blessing of Antilat Yadayim.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, there's all kinds of matovu and all that, and these.
but here, let me look at it.
It even has a note that some people make the blessing after the bathroom and not here. But this is interesting. In our Siddur, it says Modani, and right away, Antilat Yadayim Nashir Etzal. It's the first thing in the Siddur. Here, there's like all kinds of matovu and adonolam, and
It's not Tony.
that's matovu halecha Yaakov Mish. It's a part of the beginning
so
of
what it
Tefillah.
says here was some people recited after going to the bathroom. You said people recited here, which is totally
Right, totally divorced from this.
divorced from the bathroom.
Probably with them, they would agree that it has to be within that basic amount of time.
Well, I don't really think.
They don't go to bathroom.
It seems like it's almost gratuitous. I mean, in the sense that it's not connected at all to the action.
Oh.
yeah, the bracha
Jack just said something.
made this way that it's not kind of connected to the action, like meaning.
It's general truth.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
hear,
very
do you
general.
understand what you're saying, though? It's a big thing you're saying.
General bracha.
We said there are a few kinds of brachot, right? Blessings on a mitzvah. Asher kedushanim zavitzivanu antilat yadayim, or antilat lulav, or laniach tefillin, right? All the mitzvot. We have blessings on food, or when we enjoy things. Berkat hanehenim, on shakol yavdvaro, borim mzonot, berkat hamazon, al michya, borei nefashot. We have blessings like berkat besamim, all kinds of things that we enjoy. We see nice trees, we see a nice person. They're brachot. And then there's berkat hashevach and hoda'ah, the blessings of thanks.
Yeah, this is kind of.
This is a blessing of thanks. It's not like a borei nefashot. It's not like, you go to the bathroom and I have to make the after blessing of going to the bathroom. This is a blessing of thanks that is made afterwards. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. No, it's a good point, meaning it's a different kind of bracha that not necessarily is connected with you going to the bathroom.
Yeah, anyone can say it just to go to.
Right, but it was instituted for after a person goes to the bathroom. And it could be that that's the reason, very interesting when he sheds light on, could be that's the reason why Maran says you would make the blessing twice. Because you're thanking Hashem twice.
Yeah.
It's not a bracha on using the bathroom twice. You use the bathroom twice, and you can make this bracha twice if you need to, because there's a need for it. You're saying thank you to Hashem twice in general. Very good. I want to research this point more, and B'ezrat Hashem, next time we have Kollel, we'll get a better answer.